So, folks, we're talking a little bit about prescription drug crime in California, specifically in Ventura County. Lately, the crime or the drug of choice that we hear about in the news is the possession of fentanyl. Fentanyl is a prescribed drug usually used for pain. Fentanyl has now become, quote, the biggest problem we have in California's drug crime area. While it's a prescribed drug, many folks get it unlawfully from out of the country, frankly. There are also other prescription drugs that commonly get used and abused and sold. When you lawfully possess a prescription drug, there's actually no crime for being under the influence of it as long as you're not driving a car. If you don't have a lawful prescription for this prescribed drug, like fentanyl or oxycodone, Vicodin, etc., the crime, thankfully, is actually a misdemeanor. If, however, you possess so many of the pills, they would be unreasonable for you to be able to possess that many pills at the same time. They will often charge you with possession for sale, which is a crime unto itself, actually is a felony. When defending against a prescription drug offense, one of the things we see most commonly is the person who was using the drug was prescribed it because of some surgery or tooth extraction or some other medical procedure. They were given the drug by a doctor lawfully. The doctor had great intentions. However, during the course of taking these medications, the person arrested became addicted to the drug, and now instead of getting a prescription drug lawfully by a doctor, they buy it on the street. As time goes by, they need more and more of the drug, and they end up having so much the police believe it's possessed for sale. Your job is to come to us because our job is to defend you of that crime. One of the ways we defend is by looking at your phone, seeing whether the text you're using was to buy the drug or to sell the drug. The police believe that you're talking in code in your text messages. We can help show the jury or the judge or the prosecutor's office that the code you're using was actually legitimate. So if you've been arrested for prescription drug possession, that is a misdemeanor offense in California. If you have so many drugs of the prescription type that they think you're selling those drugs, or if you've got some alternative forged prescription for them, then the penalties can range from probation and 1 day to 1 year in jail, and all the way up to 5 years in custody. Also, if you have a lawful firearm that is registered to your name, and you also have so many prescription pills at your house or in your car that the police think you possess those prescription pills for sale, again, the penalty is increased because of the possession of the gun, even though the gun is otherwise lawful. Speaking of prescription drugs, there's the main one we hear about nowadays is fentanyl. Fentanyl is a very powerful narcotic drug. Many people actually die from overdosing on the fentanyl. The fentanyl can come from a prescribed pill, it can come from a patch that's applied to the skin, or it can come in powder form or cookie form. It's called cookie butter. The actual powder looks like the consistency of a cookie before you bake it in the oven. When you have this kind of drug, the problem is you don't know how strong the fentanyl is, how much cut has been added to it, whether it's 100% pure or 10% pure. If your normal dealer is giving you 10% pure and you happen to get a special delivery that's 100%, many people die from a sudden overdose because their hearts stop. When you're the one who provided the fentanyl to the person who died, right now the Ventura County District Attorney's Office is trying everything they can to charge the person who provided the dead person with drugs, charge them with murder. Second-degree murder is the wanton and willful disregard for the safety of the person and doing some action that leads to their death. And so they're aggressively pursuing that. If you have a prior conviction for drug sales and someone dies from a fentanyl overdose and they think you provided the drug, they will charge you with murder. Also, if they don't have enough evidence to show that you have a prior conviction for drug sales or that you didn't know the drug was so dangerous, sometimes they'll even charge you with a manslaughter offense. While not as serious as murder, it still carries a substantial penalty. Prison time is likely, and you want to avoid that. So, when dealing with fentanyl, please don't handle this alone. Give us a call at Strongest Defense so we can help you through the process and get you back on track.